is our last day here, so I thought I would just pick up the camera and bring you along for the ride. Welcome to my caravan holiday on the beach. We're having a great time. The weather has been... okay, but I've loved getting away from the city and loved having that bit of fresh air to kind of refresh everything. But I have been missing picking up a camera, so I'm excited to kind of vlog and bring you along today. Over on Instagram last week, I asked you to ask me some questions for a Q&A, so I'm going to run this Q&A throughout this video, and I'll be answering questions along the way throughout my day. We're going to head to the beach whilst it's not raining, although I've just been told that it's gonna rain. It was meant to rain at 3, it's now like 1 and it's gonna rain then. This has literally been our whole holiday. It's just finding little pockets of weather that we can go out on, but we're gonna grab the scooter and just go around because the roads are perfect in this little caravan site. I feel like even when we're back in Norwich, we just want to drive down here and skeet around. I recently bought an electric scooter. I think my one is that one on my left, and Rosie rode it and she liked it so much that she bought one herself, which has been fun. Well, that was windy and eventful. On the way back to the caravan, we're just stopping for a Costa coffee. I think they have a Costa here, or at least a Costa machine, so we thought we'd get hot chocolate. Did I say coffee? Today doesn't call for coffee, it calls for a deluxe hot chocolate. And then I'll get back to the caravan and I'll answer the first question. Voila. Bloody hell. That's deluxe and a half, isn't it? Yeah. We actually had to construct our own hot chocolate.
It's basically just a hot chocolate.
They gave us the hot chocolate and the marshmallows. Said they couldn't do the cream, but luckily we have whipped cream at home. So, to answer the first question, I think the first question is Fujifilm or Canon? And then an additional question is, have I ever tried Sony? To start with, let's talk about Fuji and Canon. I own, if you don't know, I own the Fujifilm X100V, and I also own the Canon EOS R with an assortment of lenses. And I think for that reason, it's got to be Canon for me, because I've bought into the system, I use it professionally. To me, like, the Fujifilm X100V is like my camera, if that makes sense. It's just for me. I have used it a few times, like on professional settings, and it is a very capable camera, and I think Fujifilm as a system are brilliant. They have excellent cameras. I know a few people that use them, but for me, Canon is my primary system. Fujifilm is my fun system that's just for me. To answer the Sony question, I have tried a Sony camera before, but it was like 6 years ago. We used to own one. Yeah. Do you remember?
Yeah, Sony
A500
or
A500 or something like that. I don't know. That was a good camera, capable. The colours weren't very good. I remember switching to the Canon G7X Mark II and being like, whoa, this is so much better.
We used to use it for vlogging, didn't we? It was
yeah.
the first vlogging camera.
Yeah, but obviously Sony cameras have improved massively. I haven't used a proper big Sony mirrorless camera. Obviously I know that they're good in low light and all that kind of situation, but I would never turn down a Sony camera. I just feel like Canon is the one for me. Excuse me. No thank you, doggy. What do you think about the hot chocolate?
This just tastes like hot water.
Yeah, I'm a bit gutted actually. I'm convinced it's not an actual Costa. I think they buy the rights to the cups because
it doesn't taste like anything.
I mean, the whipped cream and marshmallows are nice. So while I'm drinking this disappointing hot chocolate, I might as well answer another question. I feel like I sounded really British then. While I'm drinking this disappointing hot chocolate,
I might as well answer another question.
I thought it sounded Cockney.
Oh.
So somebody asked, is there one image you wish you had created? There's tons of images I wish I'd created, and I feel like every photographer feels that way. But for me, I'm going to go straight down the line, very stereotypical, and just say the Victory over Japan image in Times Square. What's it called?
VJ.
No, it's VJ Day in Times Square, and it's the image, if you don't know, of I think he's in the Navy, and they've just obviously celebrated the victory over Japan, and he grabs a random woman. Do you know it's not his girlfriend or anything? Yeah. Grabs a random woman and just leans her over and just kisses her, and there's this, just surrounded by people, and it's just like the perfect picture that just tells a perfect story. If in my career I can capture like a street portrait that captures like 10% of that story or a feeling, then I feel like I can die happy. So I'm going to go very stereotypical on that image. I think the photographer, let's give him credit where the credit is due. I think it was taken in like 1945 or something. Let me check before I say that. 1945, woohoo! And it was taken by Alfred Eisenstadt. I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. I wonder if I could recreate it. 3, 2, 1. No, I'm not going to do that. I think we're going to take this very small window of no rain to head to the shop and buy some energy drinks for tonight and tomorrow, because tonight we'll be starting to pack away the caravan. Tomorrow we'll be packing everything into the car, and we're probably going to be a bit sad, so we need to sugar kick. As bad as energy drinks are, sometimes you just need them. So we're going to take Ted, just walk to the shop, and maybe I'll even answer another question. I will, I don't know why I'm leaving it up to mystery. I'm definitely going to answer another question. Hey, Teddy! He just looks cute on a wide angle. So the next question is, if you could travel anywhere in the world to take photos, where would you travel to? And that's not specific to street photography, which I like. So I think I would travel to New Zealand, because my dad used to live there. I'd love to capture some of that. Or Iceland, because great locations. And then street photography, Thailand, I think. Every time me or Rosie leave Teddy, he jumps up on us. I think he gets scared and he just needs to cuddle. It's quite sweet, really. Next question. Love your YouTube videos and photos. Thank you very much. Have you tried film? Do you have an interest in trying film? I do. I want to try film. I love that the whole process is take the photo, then develop it, and you can go a while without seeing if your photo is actually any good. I think that's a really interesting process. I think it's going to make me think about composition a lot more, because I can't just snap away and delete the worst and keep the best. My plan for this vlog was to have lots of like B-roll and doing things and action shots, and then answering the question in between. It's kind of working out that I'm just answering question after question, but that's only because there's really not much to do today because the weather is so bad. And I still wanted to film and answer these questions because I really liked a lot of these questions. So, sorry it's not the most action-packed vlog, but it's realistic. We live in Britain and this is British weather at this time of year, apparently. The whole point of this holiday actually was to just relax and just to get away from things for a little bit. That actually brings me on to the next question quite well without actually me even trying or realising. Next question is, when you are on holiday, do you struggle to switch off photography mode in your head? I feel like, you know, this holiday has just been a break away from just life in general, stresses and things going on and work, and to be honest, I feel like my photography mode never switches off. I'll be driving down the road and I'll be like, oh, that would have been an awesome composition, that would have been really cool. I'll be working and I'll just be thinking of my next photo. So I feel like I never switch off photography mode, but that's how I know that I'm doing the right thing in trying to pursue this as like a full-time career, and I'm getting closer to that goal all the time. So I think I don't struggle to switch off photography mode because I don't want to switch it off, if that makes sense. I maybe struggle to switch off in other modes. Like I sometimes struggle to switch off and relax fully because I've got other things on my mind, but photography mode, that can be on all day long, and yeah, that's how I know that I'm doing the right thing, and I love photography, so it's not necessarily something I want to switch off, if that makes sense. While Rosie is currently setting up the Nintendo Switch so we can play Mario Party, I thought it would be a good opportunity to answer another question. Look at this random bit of sun that is happening now at like, what time is it? Like 7?
Yeah, it's so nice out there.
So we've just ordered some food from the restaurant, so we're just biding our time until we pick that up. And we're going to both take a walk up there and just pick up our food. I'm excited. The next question is, any tips and advice for paid portrait photography? Like how to make the subject comfortable, etc. I think the best thing that you can do for paid portrait work to make them feel comfortable is to just be confident in your abilities. I think if you turn up and you're nervous, your client will definitely like pick up on that, and they might not feel as comfortable. I think the best thing you can do is be confident, have some kind of prompts in your head, things to say to them when you pose them or when you don't pose them, and when you get natural reactions from them. I also think that a great thing to do is to find some inspiration photos. Go on Pinterest, that's a great place to do it. Go to Pinterest, get some similar images that you want to kind of not replicate or copy, but some images that you that have the same kind of feel of what you're aiming for. And then when you get on site, you can literally show the client and they can have a visual of what is in your mind and they can vibe off that. But yeah, basically be confident. Think of some prompts, think of what to say, and maybe have some inspirational photos there to help you out. And I also think that this is something I'm doing from now on. I just bought like a mini Bluetooth speaker, which I'm just going to have like playing in the background. And I think that is like a good way to eliminate any of that possible awkward silence that might be there in between shoots. Just, yeah, have some music playing on in the background. But the main thing is be confident in your abilities and it'll turn out just fine. Intense. Don't even know if you can see it well, really, but it's like a, what is it?
Beetroot and quinoa burger with avocado and sweet chili dip.
Well, that sounds good. And then Rosie's got a Marg's pizza, some curly fries, and then we got some churros each. So that's pretty good, isn't it? I think I'm just going to answer the last 3 questions that I have. Just sat here, just chilling on the sofa whilst Rosie starts to pack away our things and pack away the kitchen, and then after I answer them I can go and help. I think we've both just been putting it off, to be honest. I just don't think we want to leave here. Alright, so let's just answer the last 3 questions because there's some really good ones. This one is, what inspired you to start a YouTube channel? I think I've just always watched YouTube, and I've watched a lot of YouTubers. Fun fact, I actually had a channel a couple years ago with Rosie, who's over there, saw in the kitchen. We had a channel where we just vlogged and did loads of challenges together, and we enjoyed it a lot, and it just kind of fizzled out. You know, it's hard having a channel with someone else because sometimes you're not necessarily on the same wavelength and want to film. So when we stopped kind of doing that, it was probably a few years, do you think? Like 2 years?
Yeah, maybe a year and a half. Something.
Yeah, 2 years, year and a half, where I just wasn't creating any content for YouTube, and I just kind of missed it. And I wanted to create my own channel where I could kind of speak about photography and, you know, do it on my terms and film and take photos for myself and not have it as like professional work, client work. It's just something that I could do for me. And I think my channel really started picking up when I started doing POV videos, which is probably how a lot of you have found me. So I think, you know, I started a channel doing just vlogs because that's what I was used to with my other channel. And then eventually it's just evolved into this channel that we have here now. But I'm happy that I'm bringing like more like vlogs into it as well. That was my goal. Okay, the next one is comparison between the EOS R and the R6. I don't feel like I'm qualified to answer that question because I haven't used, nor do I own an R6. I only own an R. But hopefully in the next 3 months or so, I will be picking up an R6 and then I'll have both. I won't get rid of the R. It'll be a case of like the R6 being my A cam and the R being my B cam for like events, weddings, kind of like more professional work. But just quickly, off the top of my head, I think the Canon R6 kind of has a lot of the features that people kind of felt that the EOS R fell short of when it was released. The EOS R was quite like a controversial released when it came out, because, you know, it didn't have dual card slots, it didn't have IBIS, it couldn't record 120 at 1280, like it had all these kind of like, it fell short on a couple things, and then the R6 was released and suddenly it had all those things. I think an R6 in short is better for like hybrid shooters. I think it's got maybe better video capabilities. It doesn't crop at 4K like the Canon EOS R does. But I think as photo cameras, they're both 100% capable and great cameras. Like, I love my R still. I just feel like the R6, when that came out, that was a lot of things that the R lacked when that came out. So short answer there. And then maybe when I get my R6, I can do like a more comprehensive, in-depth kind of comparison between the two. Okay, last question. I was going to move location so the shot was a little, you know, different to the last one, but I'm tired. I'm really tired, and I don't want to pack, and I don't want to go home. Next question is 75 to 300mm f4 to 5.6 Mark III a good zoom lens? I haven't used that lens. I'm pretty sure it's an EF lens, and I'm pretty sure that's an old lens, like a pretty old lens. And I know that if this is the lens, I'm just going to check it's the lens I'm thinking of before I talk about it. Yeah, so it's an EF lens. It came out quite a while ago, and it was, a lot of people have bad things to say about it. A lot of people have good things to say about it. I think it's a case of what you're going to use that lens for. If you're using it as a bit of fun, you're a bit of a hobbyist photographer, then definitely go for it, because 75 to 300mm is like a great range. Like, I don't have a zoom lens that ranges that far. But I think if you're like a professional photographer, maybe it might be worth just saving up and getting a 70 to 200 or something like that, or even a Sigma, like 100 to 400 if that's one. I can't remember, it might not even be a lens, but you know, maybe save if you're going to do some professional work. But I'd say if you just want like a fun lens to just play around with, I'd say go for it, because it's still a solid lens. Like, I think the build quality is not the best. Obviously, it's probably not made of the best materials. It's an old lens, so the optics aren't going to be the best, but I think you can pretty much get it for under £100, so you can't really complain. I haven't used that lens again, but if you just want a nice zoom lens just to play around with, then sure, go for it. But I can't say it's a great lens or a bad lens, because I haven't used it myself. What I would do if I were you is to just look up loads of YouTube videos about reviews and stuff like that. That's what I always do before I buy any new gear. Thank you for watching this very mismatched vlog. Thank you for coming along the day with us. If you want to see more videos, vlogs, POVs, and you haven't yet subscribed, then feel free to go down below and click that subscribe button, maybe even the thumbs up button if you feel like you want to. But then I'm now going to go pack, unfortunately, ready for when we leave early tomorrow morning. Leave you with this, as I always do: be authentically you and kind to others too. Such a long little...
That was doubly rhymey, because you
said,
said,
I know.
Leave this with you, be authentically you
Yeah.
to others too.
I'm a poet and I don't even know it.
I'm a poet and I didn't even know I was rhyming those words.
Okay, I think it's getting a bit delirious now, so I'm going to go. I'll see you soon with another video. I can't wait to make another video already, to be honest. I love it. Okay? Okay, great. Bye-bye.